Good morning, it's Hiker Dude Dad, and we are in Maryland, Baltimore County again. We're at North Point State Park. We're right along the Chesapeake Bay on the Patapsco Neck. We're gonna take this trail through some wetlands and down to a pier. Let's go. So the Black Marsh is a 667 acre wetland, wildland here. It makes up half of the park's area. North Point State Park takes up 1,300 acres here, and we're closest to the town of Edgemere. The Back River is the northern border of the peninsula. The Patapsco River is the southern border of the peninsula, and by the time we get out to the water, we will be right on the Chesapeake Bay. Fun fact that I just learned by looking at my map is that Inner Harbor, Baltimore, all that is not really the Chesapeake Bay, but it is a wide part of the Patapsco River. So just northwest of here is Baltimore. Also, if we would have stayed on 695 to get here just a little more, it would have been closed and traffic diverted, because that is right where the Francis Scott Key Bridge got hit by that barge. So the Black Marsh here does have a blackish tinge to it. I have not been to Black Moshannon State Park up in Pennsylvania yet, but I'd imagine it's the same effect here with leaf matter and debris and decay that lands in the marsh, the tannins that give the water this blackish color. Good amount of green here on this observation trail. We are a couple days away from Christmas. This seems to be a holly. It's got that pointed leaf there. It is December 19th. 6 days to go. It's at the end of the observation trail. It's a little muddy. There's a platform. You can look out on all these tall plants, really. So we'd be able to see some water, but these are kind of taking up the whole view here. All right, I'd say probably unless you're a hardcore birder, yeah, maybe keep going past the observation trail. The woods around it actually are better than the view from the platform. Let's go back and walk through those again. All right, we're gonna take the Muskrat Trail. I do see a bit of a structure over that way. I think we're gonna loop around on the Muskrat Trail and come out on that side, and if we've overshot it, I'm gonna come back to it. There should definitely be some ruins in this park, and I'll tell you why in a second. Definitely gonna take the Holly Trail, so we were seeing probably American holly back there, a lot of places, and even here on the trail, giving us some evergreen views in the wintertime here. All right, so our pink blazed holly trail just intersected with the powerhouse trail, getting our first glimpse of the open water out that way. But keep seeing this massive structure. We've walked completely around it. I think once we join the Black Marsh Trail, we'll be able to get over and explore it. But I do know what it is. It's a concrete structure on the ground, and then giant 2-story ivy covered, absolutely massive piece of concrete here. This is the powerhouse that generated power and powered a trolley that ran between here and Baltimore City. Let's go inside. All right, I switched the GoPro to the wide angle so you can just kind of see everything. Big open side here. Garage door down here. A lot of graffiti, unfortunately, but my God, it's honestly been either eaten and rusted through or shot through. Hello. Big echo here. There's a whole other room here. Like a walkway down the middle, maybe. Don't see any stairs. It's another rusted garage door that's rolled up and tracks. So the trolley, I guess trolleys could come through here at some point, but this is listed as the powerhouse. Absolutely massive concrete building and a concrete roof that makes me kind of nervous being in here. All right, so we're on the Chesapeake Bay for the first time here, and let me just tell you about the original use for this peninsula here at North Point. This was once the site of the Bayshore Amusement Park. It was a popular destination for summer visitors from 1906 to 1947. That powerhouse back there generated power for the amusement park and for the trolley tracks that brought cars from Baltimore and guests from Baltimore. So it generated, if I can remember this correctly, AC power for the amusement park and DC power for the streetcars, all in that one building. The original trolley station is here somewhere. It is a covered, it's been repurposed into a covered picnic area. So I think that's farther south. That's where we're going. And there's also a fountain here from the park that's been restored, and I don't expect it to be working here in December, but over the summer, fall, whatever, it does work. Bayshore Amusement Park was built on 30 acres in 1906 here. It was built by the United Railways and Electric Company of Baltimore. The activities here included, there was a dance hall, very popular back in the day, bowling alley, a restaurant, and a pier, which I think we'll see the remnants of the old pier. In addition to the trolley, guests could come by steamboat down the Patapsco River and dock here at the amusement park. All right, so we'll try and zoom in here on the Miller's Island Lighthouse is out in the bay. So even though it's a peninsula, it's kind of referred to as Miller's Island. But the lighthouse is out there. We're going to head up that way. There's some civilization out there and a restaurant, a couple of restaurants on the water. So I think that's going to be my lunch today. I'd love to get down to the beach here, but it is a pretty steep, maybe 20-foot drop off down to the water. Beautiful views though up here. In addition to the history with the Bayshore Amusement Park, back in the 1800s, North Point was a strategic defense spot during the War of 1812. This park was on the route traveled by British troops intent on invading Baltimore from the southeast, and several skirmishes were fought here. Down on the lower end of the peninsula is another park, Fort Howard Park, which was named for Colonel John Eager Howard, who was a Baltimore philanthropist and distinguished soldier. He was known as the Bulldog at Baltimore's Gate. Down where Fort Howard is, that is the opening from the Patapsco River to the Chesapeake Bay, straight line up to Baltimore. So he was in charge of defending that area. He became known as the Bulldog, and that was his gate. He was keeping the British away from Baltimore in the War of 1812. So here's the old pier. Unfortunately, not going out on it, but can understand why. It's broken pretty severely. You could probably only go out on this first step before you're hopping stones, and I understand that they can't have that. It'd be nice to build a path kind of over the wreckage here. That would be pretty neat. So there's a stone beach down here, some more footers, some foundations, somebody's hat hanging on the gate. Fences. Boo. All right, so you don't have to open the gate or jump over it or even walk around it to pop out here a little farther down the beach and get a better look. Yeah, you're just rock hopping right in the middle there, so I can see why it's closed off. Impressive though. A lot of concrete used to make the structures down here. This one looks like maybe storm damage, old concrete, I don't know. It just looks like it's been beat to hell. So back where I popped up here probably was a structure here. There's some concrete there, some concrete, stone here. So probably buildings right along the waterfront here that were part of the park. Headed back to the trail I wanted. Got it's like clay piping, concrete kind of insulating it, but here we've got definite building foundations here. Yeah, maybe about 25 by 25. Definitely part of the old amusement park here. Oh, this is great. I knew we'd find the powerhouse, but I didn't know how big it was, honestly. And then I was hoping we'd find more amusement park ruins and wreckage and stuff like that. I didn't think we'd find a roller coaster or anything, but I mean, who knows? This could have been a bowling alley or restaurant, who knows? Maintenance building, anything. So there was the gate of the dock, and I was walking back this way and I saw those ruins right over in here. But I was coming back to this trail, the old oak trail. Cut back inland here, continue our trek. On the oak tree, we've been walking through all these oaks, have their leaves down all over the place, and then all of a sudden the trail turns right into this area with holly and greenness. Two completely different things, separated by just a few steps. And beyond the trees over there, you've got the wetland, you've got those reeds and everything. So, and then the bay straight ahead. So right here you could just see those oaks out there, you know, the holly, the green trees in here, marsh and bay. This park has it all. This is a great hike. This is an awesome area. Maryland, I love you. You're awesome. Definitely giving us some real good looks in the last few weeks here. So it looks like it's fenced off here, but this is the old trolley station. Brought guests from Baltimore to the park. And we're right on the bay near another fishing pier. I found the fountain, the original fountain from the amusement park that was restored. That does work, but you know, it's cold, it's December, pumps and everything. That copper piece was lost for the longest time, and I read somewhere they found it in some dude's attic. So it has been cleaned up and replaced, and that is original parts here on the fountain. It's right in front of the visitor center, which looks pretty big. All right, so I think we'll be able to go out on that pier, out here on a little rock jetty on the beach here. Time lapse there behind me. Hoping the wind doesn't blow it over. This is peaceful. Just hearing the water lap up on the rocks here. Ah, that's what I needed today. Decompress, chill a little bit on the water. Getting hungry for some crabs though. Heck, might even be some down in this jetty somewhere. So I'm going out on the fishing pier. I read that it was closed, something about the last 100 feet maybe, so maybe out there where it widens, but in the meantime, this is awesome. Looking back at the old trolley barn. Yeah, so this is pretty great. Nice brick paved fishing platform. The very last part though, where it is fenced off, the part where you can actually go out and fish, it looks like they're going to rebuild that at some point. So that's great. The rest of this is so awesome. Great that they'll rebuild that. All right, well, heading back along the pier. That's about it for North Point State Park. This is fantastic. I love going to Maryland. This was a great experience. We found ruins from the old amusement park and just got to hang out along the water, which is amazing. Time to go get some crab and some coffee after that. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. We'll see you out there next time. The route that was traveled by British troops intent on invading Baltimore from the southeast. Sorry, we're getting airplanes and helicopters and everything else going on here. No drones, I don't think, but airplanes and helicopters here. I'll be back.